What's up, everybody? It's your favorite nurse at the Insane Asylum's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the Planet X Ratchet. This is on loan to me once again from Tyler G, who looked out for me and sent it. I know it's an older unit, but I haven't looked at it, and I'm actually glad to have the opportunity, because I can tell you, after just looking at the Shockwave, which was really impressive, this is not. So it's just interesting to see these two figures back to back. So we're going to take a look at it, but in order to do so, we need to take a look at accessories. Accessory-wise, I believe he may only come with this cannon, which is impressive. I mean, there's a lot of kind of like going on with it. It can separate. You can use it as a handgun as well if you'd like. There's red paint on there, lots of sculpt work, and then the red translucent actually looks interesting here, and then the red paint there. So like, you know, I mean, look. It's not bad. It's very accurate to the game. The problem is that, like, you know what's cool? Like, you could do different stuff with the weapons in the game, and like, you can do different stuff with the weapons here. I'll show you the issue with it in regards to him holding it here in a second. But yeah, it's a lot about this figure is big and clunky and awkward, and the gun kind of fits right in with that. Now, I got some good news and some bad news. The 5mm peg will fit just fine in his hand. However, well, that was supposed to fail. When I have... Oh, so now it's holding okay. But I will tell you that as I've been using it, the weight of it has been unpegging this bottom piece, and then the hand joint will fail. But as you can see, it's holding it okay. It's just, as I've been manipulating it a bit, I've found that it is causing problems. You can have this plug into the side of his vehicle mode if you'd like, or up maybe if you'd like. It's a little goofy. And let's see, there's another way for this too, right? Or no? I feel like there's another thing that this thing can do that I'm not showing you. But you know, you could do it single weapon as well. And now we can kind of get started looking at the figure. And I will tell you, this thing is not great. But head sculpt is okay, although I do feel like he's doing the duck face a little bit. It's okay, and he's definitely got a beard, but that might be accurate to the source material. I can't remember. The crest looks good, and you just have to be careful, but it does seem to have a little give to it. So, I don't know, it seems okay. And then the metallic blue on the eyes looks pretty good. It's on a ball peg. The ball peg's on a hinge, so you can get the head all the way up. Down as far as it will go. Swivel, confused nurse look. All that stuff works okay. Let's back out. All right. So the shoulder. The shoulder's one of many issues here. So it's a universal, basically. The hinge here, like, that's it. Oh no, I guess you can get it out a little bit further, because this piece does come untabbed, and you can move it about a bit. So, I mean, that's a bit better than what I initially thought. But it's still not great, and it's still weird and awkward, and his head has to get out of the way. The paint here looks great with the kind of heartbeat, and then the detailings underneath, the silver paint there, the red paint on top, which I feel is a little too coral, but neither here nor there. And then we have the swivel all the way around, so that's not an issue. We have a bicep swivel. However, once again, the shoulder pad kind of gets in the way of it, I feel like. And then same for the elbow hinge, which gets you about 90 degrees. This tire ends up hitting up against this piece just over and over. It just has a hard time getting out of its own way. Silver here, we have a wrist swivel. The fingers are on a base pen knuckle, and you get a little bit up down, but it has a tendency. This connection here isn't the best, as we've kind of already talked about. But so like if you move the hand up, that will untab it, and then it's kind of, you know, left to its own devices. So not the best there either. Same for the other side. You do get a waist swivel. That works okay. No ab crunch. You get red translucent plastic for the stomach. Looks a little strange to me. And then the gray paint there, black paint there. The universals are off-centered, like they're kind of wide jointed, which is never my favorite either. And they're loose as a goose. So not only are they loose out, they're also, well, this one maybe is a little bit looser. Well, I guess they're not too bad forward and back. I don't know why I felt like they were just a second ago. Thigh swivel works fine. Red paint on the hip skirts looks good too. And clean. Same for the knees. Now, the knees themselves are kind of interesting. you can have it like this, which I feel like looks better proportioned and gets you the 90-degree knee bend on 2 joints. But the knee also, you can kind of lock down, which could help for stability for a pose. So, I don't know, something to think about, I guess. Let's take a wider look here as we get down to the lower legs. This red here is great. Looks beautiful on the white. I wish they would have gone with this red in more places. But it looks great. Silver paint there looks good in there. It's got a lot of paint. I even think there might be white paint on here. It's hard to tell. Either way, it looks good. Ankle tilt up and down, plus a toe tilt, and then a full rocker. So all of that's done really well. And then there it is from the back. So I don't know. It's a mixed bag. Like the upper body doesn't work great. The lower body kind of does. But except for this, like that's inexcusable. And once again, there's a size comparison with the Shockwave. I have mixed feelings about this. I don't ultimately think it's bad. I think it'll work just fine. I do kind of feel like he's a little tall, or Shockwave's a little short. And I could be off on that too. It's been a while since I played the game. But the good news is that either way, I don't feel like it's a big deal. All right, let's transform this guy, and I can tell you, looking at the instructions, I am already very concerned. So we're gonna get these. Look, I'm already struggling. Get these pieces up. And they're on little ball pegs. And then you want to straighten them out so that the kind of sculpt is clean. And then you have to pull this away. Now this is spring loaded. And as you pull it away, use your other hand. Oh my God. To get this piece out. But it gets hung up on the kind of red tabs that sit there. So just do your best. We're gonna do that on both sides. And then we're gonna try to manipulate it around this shoulder and then sit it down on his back and do your, we gotta pull it off again, so to speak. And then tuck the head in, be mindful of his head crest there. And then sit it. And now you got that done. All right. Close the fist. Open the flap. It'll probably come open anyway. Flip the hand in. Close it up. Same for this side. Flip it in. Close it up. And then these have to come up. The shoulders come up on that hinge that's inside. Little bit of a tight joint. And then as you do so, you want to push these in. You might have to pull that out and make sure that these pieces don't come undone. And they'll compress and actually push in those flaps at the flank as you do so. And it seems like it should get a bit better than that. Oh, we gotta slide these up a taste more. There we go. There, that's much better. So I messed that up. So then the gray pieces here slide out, but I can tell you, it's not the easiest thing to do. But it must be done, no matter the cost. Jeez Louise. I might have to do the other one by myself. Then this will, oh no, I didn't. Then, good grief, dude. All right. Then this will rock down this piece, and female, male, female, male, and tab in to both spots. Easy for me to say. There. Now, same on this side. Come on. Give him a little wiggle waggle. Let's see if we can. There we go. All right. Don't lose it. We're going to rock this forward. We're going to come down and tab it all together. Woo! Not the most elegant, but works. Rotate the waist 180. And then I believe you're supposed to have the hip skirts up. Now, you could do this before you rotate it. It might be easier to get the hip skirts up when you do so. However, I can tell you it makes it harder to do the rotation at the waist. So one of them is going to give you a problem on one side or the other. It's up to you which one you'd prefer. All right, we're going to do a little bit of prep work. Now, like they say, like I said, like you can have his leg like this, but I think the proportions are wonky and the articulation is terrible. So mine's already untabbed. Open this up and open that up. You want to untab this piece and pull it so that you can do so, and spin it so that it's facing the back. And I believe you want to have the foot turned inward. Spin it around first and then turn it inward. Okay. And get the knee pad up and out of the way. So that's kind of the prep work. We're going to do that prep work first before we start collapsing this thing. So open this up and pull it out, so to speak, rotate it down. We're going to open this up and we're going to spin the foot around and then the rocker and move the knee pad up and out of the way. And now I'll make sure it's all lined up right. All right, so at that point you can go ahead and tab your legs together, and the feet are like a kind of T lock. All right. Oh boy. And then pray for me. But if I struggle too much with this, I'm just gonna stop. You'll get the general idea. But it seems like to me, you want to have the kind of thighs slightly angled up while you bring all of this down. And I can tell you, I tried this with the legs not connected. It's a bigger pain. Oh, that's pretty smooth. Okay, so now we're just gonna start trying to collapse it as tight as possible so everything connects. Like that gray piece connects, this connected. Same for this side. Boom. And boom. And these pieces come up and over, and they plug in up top. Definitely connect the legs first. And then your come around to the back side, and then your toes collapse in. And even these pieces here should plug in to the screw holes there in the pelvis. And this is going very smoothly for me, which I love to see it. All right, that's it. I'll get it cleaned up. We'll take a look at it. And there it is in alt mode. It rolls okay. I might be able to get this a little tighter, but I'll tell you, it's pretty tight, so to speak. It's got it. I mean, you know, I think I did a pretty good job. Which I'm only kind of, patting myself on the back because, the first time I tried it, it was a disaster, and I actually got fed up with it, and I was like, just give it your best shot. But yeah, I think it actually, it works okay. The alt mode is much more successful than the robot mode. All of these paint applications come in nicely. The reds, the silvers, the grays, like the translucent plastic even works a bit better. The black along the sides, the black on the back, like the little red translucent inside of underneath of it, like all of the paint deco serves the alt mode, in my opinion, far better than the robot mode. So I think the alt mode is actually just leaps and bounds more successful. And there it is next to Tiger Track. So it's about the size of an MP vehicle. final thoughts wise, we'll start with the negatives, and the big negatives, this thing is just really, really, really clumsy. Like, just really clumsy. It's awkward, it's clumsy, it has a hard time getting out of its own way, and that goes for every aspect of it, except for the alt mode, but to include the process of getting to the alt mode. In fact, I'm gonna send this back to him in alt mode, because I'm halfway surprised I didn't break it, even though the materials do feel pretty sturdy. Add to that some of the joint tolerances, specifically in the hips, where it was just a flippy floptopus prime. Add on top of that even though it's pretty faithful to the video game, there's still something really clumsy about this character design in general. Then the fact that the figure is only reinforcing that by you manipulating in it, like, it's just not a fun figure in that regard. Like, it's awkward to work with, it's awkward to deal with, it's hard to kind of make it look cool in spite of how hard I tried. And then on top of that, the transformation is not really a walk in the park, or at least fun either, so that's also frustrating. Positives wise though, the materials are great, the alt mode is great, the paint application comes through in both modes, specifically in alt mode though, and I think they ended up clearancing this at one point for like 40 bucks, so the price could be right. 50 bucks maybe? I forget. I feel like it went on sale though. Am I wrong? Anyway, but yeah, this is not their best effort. In fact, I would say it's one of their weaker ones, so it's a pass from me. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, until next time, take care.